Lewis looks into some of the estimates.
The federal government adjusts how much money it gives to Social Security and Supplemental Security income recipients. This is called a cost of living adjustment, or COLA, and is tied closely to inflation. Some people on social media are claiming that since inflation is rising so much, recipients will see a large increase next year in their monthly payments. Verify viewer Ruby and other viewers reached out to ask if that's true. So let's verify. Is Social Security's cost of living adjustment expected to be higher than average?
Important news again has been released for Social Security and SI. The federal government has confirmed new direct deposit dates that millions of people can expect to receive the next relief check. Some seniors may actually qualify for an extra $100 a month. And every year, the SSA issues a calendar of when the various Social Security benefits are going to be paid for the following year. Following year, everybody, and following year to receive your stimulus check is 2023. So stimulus can be going out in the next couple of days if you qualify for this payment. So the old age survivors and disability insurance benefits, also known as the trust fund, is for retirement benefits and for workers, and now payroll deduction funnels the money into each trust fund. So recipients of SSI receive their benefit checks on the first day of every month. If the first of the month is a weekend or legal holiday, you're paid on the weekday immediately preceding these days. If you receive both SSI and SSDI, you receive your check on the first of the month, and your second check on SSDI on the third of the month. The largest nominal dollar increase for Social Security checks in history comes as with a downside, everybody. The downside is this. Every month, close to 66 million people receive Social Security benefits. Although this payout isn't particularly large, with the average retired worker bringing home around $1,700 a month, nonetheless, it's a vital source for income for many people. Since 2002, though, National Pollsters has found that surveyed retirees are having difficulties deciphering how important Social Security income is to make ends meet. Over the 2 decades, only 9 to 18% of respondents have proclaimed that it's not a source of income they rely on. With this in mind, it is no surprise that the annual COLA announcement from the SSA is the most anticipated event this year. COLA is a mechanism that's designed to ensure beneficiaries don't lose their purchasing power to the rising cost of goods and services. It's an important expenditure becoming costlier for retired workers. Monthly benefits should increase in lockstep on an annual basis. Plus, the Pennsylvania governor also reminded people in Pennsylvania who qualify for the property tax rebate program that they must apply before December 31st to receive this check plus a one-time bonus rebate. The governor told reporters, "Don't miss your last chance to get a one-time check to the property tax rebate and rent relief program. This is the only year you'll get these one-time bonus rebates. And I don't want to see any eligible Pennsylvanian miss out on the money they need, miss out on the money they deserve." And I agree, folks.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
Some people need to be getting more stimulus checks very, very soon. Not only that, everybody, but the governor also said that the boosting amount per recipient is becoming faster. They're helping older Pennsylvanians and people with disabilities deal with inflation. Now, thanks to the proposal, Pennsylvanians who qualify for a rebate on rent or property taxes paid in 2021 will be receiving more money than usual this year. On top of the annual rebate, recipients will also receive a one-time bonus rebate equal to 70% of the original rebate amount. Governor Wolf's plan to deliver the one-time bonus checks will provide additional relief to some people in Pennsylvania and the most vulnerable residents who are still recovering from the impacts of the crisis. The one-time bonus rebates are being paid for approximately $140 million in funding from the American Rescue Plan. And according to officials, if you're an eligible claimant of the property tax rent rebate program who has already filed an application for a rebate on property taxes or rent paid, you don't need to take any further action. The Department of Revenue will take care of everything on the back end to ensure that you receive the original rebate and bonus rebate for the 2021 claim year. One thing I know for sure, folks, is that President Biden should do more for the American people in sending out stimulus payments because sooner or later, people will forget about stimulus.
Folks, good morning. It's still morning by about 10 minutes. I want to speak to you this morning about an extraordinary resilience and grit of the American people and American capitalism. Our country is taking everything that COVID has to throw at us, and we've come back stronger. I'm pleased to report this morning, but many of you already know, that America's job machine is going stronger than ever, fueling a strong recovery and opportunity for hardworking women and men all across this great country. America is back to work. Today, we learned that in January, our economy created 467,000 jobs. But that's not all. we learned that job growth in November and December over last year was revised up by more than 700,000 jobs. On top of that, 400,000 jobs that on top of the 400,000 that were previously reported. This morning's report caps off my first year as president. And over that period, our economy created 6.6 million jobs. 6.6 million jobs. If you can't remember another year when so many people went to work in this country, there's a reason. It never happened. Take a look at the chart. You can look.
Or the new Democratic administration were even sworn in. But Democrats still wanted to rush ahead with a huge borrowing and spending sprees they had promised their far left. Top economists, including famous Democrats, warned our colleagues to think again. Even liberal experts tried to warn our colleagues that the socialist ideas they'd drawn up in 2020 were not suited to what Americans needed in 2021. Overspending and overborrowing would unleash.
Overall, the Biden administration has canceled more than $17 billion in debt for 725,000 borrowers, from fixing public service loan forgiveness programs to addressing the borrowers' defense backlog. It's good to see that President Biden is helping out the American people with stimulus checks. If you think he's doing a good job on this, tell me down in the comments. We're back, everybody, and we have some more stimulus information. Social Security news. SSI, SSDI stimulus checks. It's official that a fourth stimulus check is going out. Lawmakers have even suggested a one-time tax credit will provide up to $2,000 in additional financial aid to help people during this time. The administration has confirmed that they will take action to address rising inflation. So everybody, continue watching this video because you definitely don't want to miss out on this. As inflation continues to rock the country, households are losing purchasing power. Prices are up on average 8.5% over last year, with increasing fuel costs driving the surge. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that the gasoline index rose 18.3% in March and accounted for over half of all the items' monthly increase. As fuel prices increase, so do transportation costs. For many firms, companies pass along these increased costs to the consumer by charging higher prices. What is clear is that the current bout of inflation seen in the market is not affecting all products in the same way. The Consumer Price Index decreased by 0.4% in March when energy and food commodities were removed from the average. In response to increasing inflation, the Federal Reserve has announced that it will raise interest rates. What some economists are saying is that while prices are rising at historic levels, this is unlike other periods of high inflation seen in the country. The root cause, increased fuel prices and a lower supply of consumer goods, has led to a classic recipe for inflation. Economists believe that it could be a short-sighted term for this Federal Reserve to begin engaging in interest rate hikes, as it could leave those at the bottom of the income scale to suffer the most. When interest rates increase, money begins to move more